I'll ask Laura Ingraham to dig him up. She'll know how. She can investigate anything.
Things just disappear in Clinton land. They just are gone. I mean, I'm looking on my computer. I'm not quite sure. I got to get a new tech person.
You use your computer to send emails, do you? Especially if you're head of IT.
So it all goes from right here, actually. Right.
Laura, we've got a Fox News alert, and it's all about the election. And, you know, today's primary in West Virginia, we've got some brand new Quinnipiac polls have come out this morning that show, first up in the state of Florida, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are tied. In the state of Pennsylvania, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are tied. In the state of Ohio, Donald Trump actually leads Hillary Clinton by 4 points. Now, wait a minute. The mainstream media narrative has been that she would clean his clock head-to-head, and yet in these must-win states, it's way too close.
Well, not just that. The fanatical never-Trumpers, who I've just written a definitive piece about on LifeZet, the fanatical never-Trumpers have been saying this all along. You know, Trump can only appeal to this narrow, Neanderthal-like group of troglodytes in the Republican Party who know nothing, and there's a bunch of knuckle-dragger meth heads who are just angry at the world. I mean, this is the message that we receive from so many of these people. But what we've known all along is that there is a hunger in America among voters across the political spectrum for America-focused leadership. That doesn't mean that we don't engage with the rest of the world. It doesn't mean we have no immigration. It doesn't mean we have no trade, contrary to what they're saying in many so-called conservative publications. But it means that decisions we make always redound to the benefit of American independence and sovereignty and to the integrity of the economic standing of the American family. If Trump continues to make that message and make it forcefully and not get caught up in all these extraneous, side battles, I think you're going to see more of these types of polls where he's moving either closer to Hillary in a tie situation or advancing past Hillary. And I think this more populist, slightly more nationalistic view of conservatism in Republican politics will be very popular in unconventional places if done right.
I just think there's a market out there for talking about how Ben Rhodes lied instead of why Bill Clinton lied. I feel like we've been through that already, but who knows? Look at the results of those polls. Now it turns out Donald Trump for the general is going to need $1 billion, and he's going to need to raise money. How surprised are you, if at all, that these conservatives that supported some of the other 16 candidates, like Ted Cruz donors, are now choosing Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump? Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. These are
establishment.
These are fanatics for globalization.
But how?
They are more. Let me finish. They are more fearful of the American electorate who is supporting Trump than they are of the rise of China, than they are of 2 or 3 new justices on the Supreme Court who will rule by judicial fiat. They're much more fearful of that than everything we know the Clintons will do to use the power of government against average, innocent Americans. So they're more fearful, just let me say this again, they're more fearful of the people watching Fox News, many of whom support Trump, than they are of what we know the Clintons will do.
It doesn't make sense, though.
Well, it makes sense, though, if what you value most is either American interventionism abroad or globalization policies here at home on trade, on immigration, and so forth. And again, these are people who say, Trump's a vulgarian, Trump's not smart. Well, he was smart enough to beat Rubio, Bush, and all of the people who were bankrolled by people giving, $235 million to both of them. So thank you very much. And remember back at CPAC in 2015, I gave a speech that they were frustrated about and complaining about, where I said, well, maybe Bush and Hillary should just make this official and run on the same ticket. It'd be Clush 2016, because what difference does it make? And now we're seeing, kind of why I said that at the time. A lot of these Bushies think that Hillary is preferable to the guy who got tens of thousands of people to well, remember, a lot of these people were for Cruz only because their first and second choices, Jeb and Rubio, went down in flames in their home state. A lot of them weren't for Cruz in the very beginning.
Some of them were backing Cruz from the beginning. You have this billionaire, the hedge fund manager, James Simons, who gave $13 million of his dollars to Cruz when Cruz was out of the race. Now he's giving $2 million to Hillary Clinton because he says, this is what doesn't make sense to me, that He's saying Trump is not conservative enough, so yet
So
he's giving
Hillary
money
is?
to Hillary.
Well,
She's the only conservative candidate. She's the only establishment-friendly candidate left in the race. So that's where the money goes.
Hillary made hundreds of thousands of dollars giving speeches to the investment banks that these people do business with every day.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, these people donate millions of dollars to the Clinton Foundation, including a lot of these Republicans.
Sure.
So they're all backslapping. They're giving each other awards. They're joking about how they're the brother of another mother, and they're all good friends.
Yeah.
And you know, the American people are seeing through this. And so I'm literally done with with obsessing at least about the Never Trumpers. We now see everybody's cards. They're all on the table.
Yeah.
I think that moment of clarity is very, very important for the American people. I'm glad we have it.
You know, another moment of clarity. It looks like the White House has been lying to us. Listen to this from yesterday.
You're kidding.
I know, shocking. Listen.
There is no evidence that that ever occurred, and what I would encourage you and other critics of the deal to do is to look at the facts and to look at the results. We can verify them now, and the facts are clear.
Last week you called the House
Okay,
Public Relations.
what we have learned is that Ben Rhodes, who is National Security Advisor to the President, in a New York Times article, revealed that the White House pretty much made up a story, a fairy tale about what was going on between the United States and Iran to sell the Iranian deal. Now, he admits, you know, nobody called us on it, and the people who did, we beat them down.
He called the press a bunch of 27-year-olds know-nothing who depended on them to get their information.
All right. Well, again, the same media types and the same writers today who are saying, "Oh, you didn't do enough due diligence on Trump. You didn't really hold Trump's feet to the fire."
Right.
They're going after Fox. They're going after everything. Where is the same outrage expressed about how the media just let this whole thing slide? After we know they lied about the stimulus with all the shovel-ready jobs, they've lied about the IRS, they lied about Obamacare, they botched the Obamacare website, lied about that. What haven't they lied about? They've lied about how well the economy is doing when we know it's flatlining. They've lied about issues on race. This has been like a nonstop lie-orama. And again, the people who are opposing Trump want more of the same with Hillary. I mean, at some point, this is the definition of insanity. You hope for a different result when you have the same person in charge. So it doesn't surprise me.
And well, I mean, one thing they did, they actually edited out James Rosen's question. They questioned the validity of the meeting. 8 minutes of it. It's unbelievable.
Well, it killed me. But remember, they were going after James Rosen not so long ago, the administration, right? You know, Ainsley, you and Steve know this. This is what they do, and this is what they'll always do. The American electorate needs to be kept in the dark.
And now
they need to be told everything's okay.
Jiving with the stupidity of the American voter.
Americans were stupid, right, during Obamacare.
It's not just us saying it, it's the White House themselves. All right, Laura, thank you very much. Go to your radio show.
Take care.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys.